So welcome to the Courage to Shine. I am Kerri Hummingbird, medicine woman, mother, mentor, and messenger. I am a 3-time best-selling international author, including The Second Wave, Love is Fierce, and Inner Medicine, Becoming One with Mother Earth for the Survival of Humanity. And Akeem, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. I am Akeem Sami. I am a martial artist. I am also a massage therapist and body worker, somatic practitioner healer, um, and also a loving dad, husband, son, and also a network engineer. Oh yeah, that.
All the above. And together, we are the founders of Inner Medicine Training, a mystery school based in indigenous wisdom from the Andes, the Peruvian jungle, Mexico, and the Himalayas that initiates you into embodying your soul and becoming the conscious human, Homo luminous. And as many of you know, this is the time of the eagle and the condor, when the eagle mind will fly in the sky next to the condor heart. We're at the end of the age of Pisces, and the old patriarchal power over control systems are crumbling down. And we are entering the age of Aquarius, which is founded on the knowing that we are all one. We're coming into an age where relationship is the focus. Relationship with self, with family, with community, with the world, nature, the animals, the plants, the mountains, the elements, all that is. And we are in some ways returning to the ancestral indigenous wisdom of being in harmony with Earth while also retaining the wisdom learned over the age of Pisces. And so we are coming out of an age built on power over, control, top-down authority, disempowerment of the feminine, conformity, and the idea that you can be separate from like anything. And so the old paradigm is grasping. You can see it now. It's grasping. It's like nails on a chalkboard, like trying to win that Monopoly game before the game is over. It's like really doing its best to put itself back into place and reassert itself. And, but the thing is that what is happening actually is that what has always been there but has been hidden is now being revealed. We're seeing it in the clear light of day. And some of what we're witnessing is horrifying, feels horrifying to us, what we're seeing. And yet it's always been there. It's been there in the shadows for thousands of years, denied and repressed and shamed. And so at this time, you might be feeling like the world is a frightful place, or it's very chaotic and turbulent. And how can I move through all this? There's so much deception. And how do I know what I know is true? And how do I know what's false? And how do I discern that? And how do I know what my role is? Like, is my role to go march on the Capitol, or is my role something else? What is my role? Is it to speak? Is it to sing? Is it to do sacred ceremonies? Is it to write? I mean, what is my role? And so the world, in a time of chaos like now, what we do know, absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that this world needs wisdom keepers. This world needs elders. This world needs stewards of earth who are grounded and present and discerning and wise. Leaders who can lead us in a new way, a way of spirit and energy, a way that listens to the voices of our ancestors as well as to the higher multidimensional soul and to nature herself. And so there's wisdom. There's wisdom. If you felt called to be here, there is wisdom deep in your bones. And there is an elder born of your challenges that simply must have the courage to shine and to speak the truth in a world that is gone mad. And so at this free webinar, Akeem and I will introduce to you a powerful way to unleash that elder within and to garner the courage to stand in your truth, walk your talk, and be a contributing member of the awakening of human consciousness. So it's not a passive thing. It's a thing that requires agency and commitment and devotion and practice. It's not a passive awakening. The awakening is an active, engaged awakening with alignment with your spirit and soul and the planet. And so if you're interested in human design, in the gene keys, in earth spirituality, astrology, healing, indigenous wisdom, all of those things are part of inner medicine training, and that can align you to your purpose, help you heal yourself of ancestral and personal traumas and past life traumas, and also embody your essence to claim that rainbow body and shine. The rainbow body is open and available for all humans on the planet, whoever chooses to walk the path, the beauty way. It is available for everyone. And it requires agency and effort and commitment and devotion, all of those things. So tonight we're going to offer some insights into how you can meet chaos and fear with grounded love, like not get mired back into the karma, right? And be here like another 500 lifetimes sorting all that out. Clearly not a good choice. So how do we meet chaos and fear with grounded love that helps us graduate Earth School, And then also gain clarity on your next steps. We want to help you. How do you gain clarity in the midst of all of this confusion? And also, how do you align to your golden path and prosper? Because it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. We want to prosper in all the ways prosperity shows up. And then get the courage to shine, because shining your gifts in the world is beautiful prosperity. It's so fulfilling to be shining your authentic voice and your truth in the world and living your purpose. And so we will tonight share some wisdom from the shamans of the high Andes Mountains for how to influence positive outcomes in a turbulent world. And you'll also discover how the journey of inner medicine training supports you to have the courage to shine your light and message, because all of us are important. It's not just about some savior coming. No, that's the old model. That's Age of Pisces. That's the rescuer. We're not doing that. Each of us is sovereign being, and each of us steps forward in a sovereign way together. And so everyone's light and message is valued, important, and part of what Richard Redd of the Gene Keys calls the synarchy of human consciousness, where we're all fulfilling our divine role. And so we want to help awaken that divine purpose at this time and support you on your path.
And to help get us ready for these wonderful insights to come in, take a moment to still our energies. Just bring your feet to the ground and then ask yourself this question. How do you respond when there's chaos? This is interactive, so please type in the chat. Typically, there's 4 responses to chaos, which produces destabilization, and that leads to fear. Fight, flight, freezing, and fawning. Fawning is kind of likened to a possum, right? Which one do you do? Please type in the chat. So with fighting, everyone knows about that one. Everyone knows about the experience of meeting a difficulty or a chaos or a challenge with fighting back. Nicknamed the eye for an eye, right? Fighting fire with fire, which we know can be very destructive. It's like construction, I liken it to energetically. It's an opportunity to wrecking ball, style, knock everything down and start over again. Of course, the weakness with fighting is there's nothing left. There's nothing left to fight for if fighting isn't balanced with right relationship with creation. So if I were to look at flight, well, I think we have an idea that's running from the challenge. And in this particular multi-society configuration, the person who flights or runs away does have the benefit of being able to fight again, maybe. They are in their flight as well. They also could be this energy of, well, I'm overwhelmed. So this is another overwhelm response, as in not able to meet the challenge, not even able to meet what's happening in front. It's almost like a a giving up that's happening. Freezing, we already know about what freezing is, right? So freezing would be, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stay right where I am and not move, not bring any energies about how I'm going to move through this. It's almost putting myself in the place to be rescued by somebody else, which is what Kerri was just talking about. It's we're meeting our place where we're not looking to be rescued by anyone, but we're being inspired to get to our own agency and to being in a right relationship with who we are, being in alignment with our powers and who we are, aligned with our superpowers, and then take it from there. And fawning, I mentioned at the beginning, that's like a possum. It's, well, I'll completely give up. Now, fawning can be helpful, right? If you're facing a bear in the woods, and you're on the ground and you're overwhelmed by the power of this bear, right? So fawning can be helpful. They also liken it to playing dead, which possum is really good at. And so that's a response too. And I'm not heightening or shaming any one of these responses. Take note of that, because these are all different strategies. They all come together, and culturally and energetically and ancestrally, each one of these four responses have been programmed into our way of being from super early, and I would go so far as to say epigenetically, as in from previous generations, and even karmically from previous lives. The strategy to run away from a fight. And it's not a bad thing. It's everything is good in its own context, in its own right relationship. And then there's the shadow of doing all that. Only fighting. We see what that looks like, complete destruction. And all running away, we never get anything done. We never get to establish anything for ourselves that's meaningful. And we never get to be in alignment with who we actually are, because we're only operating with what's given to us. And then there's the freezing, right? As in allowing ourselves space to do nothing. And if you do nothing, eventually that's going to catch up to you. So you do have to take some sort of action, right? And then there's the fawning. Well, it's helpful if you're overwhelmed by a bear and overwhelming circumstances. And that also seems to have a time limit, because otherwise, how are you going to establish anything of meaning to yourself, right? So um, out of the responses that we're hearing here, I see one from Leanne. She said maybe some anxiety. Two, she said maybe some anger. Okay. And three, resolution. Okay. Thank you for that, Leanne. Good to see you. And a not flight for Kyle. Okay. So that's uh that's a very strong response. And that's very notable. Beautiful. And it depends. Jesse said she's done all of
Oh,
it. And there's some wisdom to being able to do all of it. It's almost like the five elements, right? I don't know if you get into that, but I'm in training for traditional Chinese elements, and it depends. It's important to know that we're all the elements in one. That's kind of like so we do have access to all of these responses. And are they wrong? No, not for the right context. So finding that right relationship. And I see MA to or Ma, I guess, freezing in flight, a childhood pattern for safety. It's led into adulthood. Been all of them at one time or another. That same thing that Jesse was saying too, which is we all, in one way, shape, or form, have to face all of them, or face our choice to do all of them, or response to do all of them. Richard Rudd does speak to that in depth, but that's more that we'll talk about a little bit later. Kerri?
beautiful. Yeah. I think that we can all agree that it's a bit overwhelming right now, right? And so it's calling us up to really use all of our tools and our mastery. And I'm going to give you another tool today to add to that toolbox. And this is a tool that I often give people first tool, and it is opening sacred space. And in opening sacred space, we're calling forth energies of Mother Earth and ancestral energies of our own lineage, and also upper dimensional energies to support us on our journey. So I'm going to do an abbreviated opening sacred space for you here. And what I want to encourage you is like, notice how you're feeling about the environment that we're all in. What are you perceiving? Notice what you're feeling. And then as we open sacred space, notice if it shifts and changes. So it's something really important to witness. And so I'm going to call it in. We welcome the winds of the south, Sachamama. Wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to be grounded and present with Mother Earth, and to be like a serpent, to shed that old skin, that old identity, that old narrative, the attachments, to let them go with ease and grace and be belly to belly in the present moment with Mother Earth, with our bodies, with our surroundings. We welcome you south. We welcome you west, O Tarango Jaguar. Protect this medicine space. Show us the way beyond fear, the way beyond death, the way over that rainbow bridge to where our dreams manifest. We welcome you west to remind us of the beauty way, that everything that unfolds in life is as us, by us, for us, and through us, for our highest good and only for our highest good. Remember that in the cells of our body, west, we welcome you. We welcome the north, place of Siwa Kente Hummingbird. Teach us your faith and determination to make that impossible journey outside of time to a new destiny, following the soul nectar, the call of your heart, not knowing how or where you will drink, but knowing that nectar is there for you and following it in trust and love and knowing. So we welcome this energy of joy and imagination and inspiration and gratitude, love and awe. And we welcome our ancestors who came before. And if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be here. And so we're grateful for all the lessons learned in our ancestry and carried in our bones. And we welcome the medicine lineages of inner medicine training to be with us, the Caro Nation from the high Andes in Peru, the beautiful Huixareca from Mexico, the beautiful Shipipo from the jungles in Peru, the Toltec masters of the Eagle Knight lineage, they're my teacher's teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, and the beautiful masters of the I Ching, on which the Gene Keys is based. We welcome your presence. We welcome High Earth School masters, master teachers, White Eagle, Yeshua ben Yosef, Guadalupe, Tenoncine, all the beautiful master teachers. We welcome your presence. We welcome you, Pachamama, the mother of time and space. We welcome this goddess energy. We welcome you. Welcome north to remind us of who we are in truth and love. We welcome the winds of the east, eagle, condor. Spread your wings in our heart, open our hearts big and wide. Help us to rise above the human drama, to see with greater clarity the lay of the land, the bigger picture, the causes and effects, the ripple through time, through generations, through ancestry, through past lives, to see where we can insert a new pattern, a new start, a blank slate, to redirect the energy in a more beneficial way for all of life on Earth. We welcome you east. We welcome you, Pachamama, Mother Gaia. We're so grateful for all your love and support, this beautiful, healthy, strong bodies and minds that you're helping us to embody Homo Luminous, the conscious human. We're so grateful for this gift. We welcome the sacred mountains. I'll call in Ausangate, the holy mountain, Quemado, the holy mountain of the Huixareca, calling in these beautiful mountains. We welcome the rocks, stones, and crystals. We welcome the tree nations and the mushroom mycelial networks, opening a field of interconnectivity with all of our relations. We welcome all the plant medicines and all the animal allies, the winged ones, the creepy crawlies, the two-legged, the four-legged, the finned, the furred, the winged, and all of our elements, the earth, the water, the fire, the air. All of life on Mother Earth's belly is welcome. We are all connected. We are one. And we welcome Father Sky, Inti Taita, Father Sun, Grandmother Moon, Mama Kia, and the star nations. And we welcome the Great Spirit, God Source Creator, Divine Presence, Essence, the consciousness that we are all here because of that unnameable mystery. We welcome this. And just notice how you feel now in your body. What has shifted? What has changed? And now what I want to share with you is that high in the Andes Mountains, the Pacos, like medicine person, they don't call themselves shamans, but they're called Pacos. They explain that there's two basic kinds of energy. Sami, Sami, just like Akeem's last name and my last name, ironically enough, and pretty cool. Sami is the ordered, crystal clear energy of pristine nature that's ordered and harmonic. It's that natural energy. And Hucha, which is heavy energy and disorganized, and it's created by humans. Akeem, do you want to tell us a little bit more about Hucha and how it's generated?
Sure, yes. Fucha is generated by the mind and emotions out of harmony with nature. It's the energy that we often classify as negative and toxic. We generate a lot of hucha in Western culture because of the focus on mind and thought being the paradigm, being the primary way to operate. Thoughts are truly things, and they influence the creation of hucha. When hucha is cleared, what is left is sami, which can then be boosted to create more heart coherence and ordered energy.
Yeah. And, when the mind is in control, a lot of people, especially really brilliant women, will come to me and they're like, I'm only like from here up, like the rest of me, I'm not really connected with that. And there's a lot of reasons why that is, right? And so in this Western culture, this is how it energetically controls us, is by cutting off our heart and our body. And then we're just forced to live our lives from our minds. But our minds are really like toddlers. They don't know, how to proceed really without the guidance of that wise one we were talking about, that wise one within you. And so when we connect the mind back to the heart and the body, and we let the heart and the body lead the mind, we awaken that heart consciousness and we restore coherence with Sami energy. We reconnect the soul and body, we embody, and we connect ourselves to earth, which restores that Aini or right relationship. And so through rewiring and rebirthing of inner medicine training, which happens over 18 months, we meet weekly over Zoom, and yes, it works every time. So it's really cool because there is no time and space. That's only an illusion. So we do it over Zoom and it works just fine as if we're in the same room together. Over 18 months in inner medicine training, we clear the hucha that's stored in your body and your ancestral DNA, and we restore that to Sami. So we help to reconnect you with a remembrance of who you are in truth. Your essence infuses your body when the hucha is out of the way. And then you can show up peacefully in a toxic hucha situation without generating more hucha yourself.
Kerri, this I think would be a good time to also bring in one of the testimonies that people have said about being in the program. Can I say that real quick? One share is the best thing about working with Kerri is the safety, authenticity, and ability to relate. Kerri allows others to safely have their own journey without changing it or making it seem invalid. It's so beautiful to experience, witness, and share with everyone. It's complete.
Yeah, beautiful testimony.
Mm,
I received that.
mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm in my sweet spot. I'm doing what I'm meant to do and it feels good. So, inner medicine training, it is such a beautiful thing. We just had a 4 hour end of healer training call where everyone shared how they felt about the year. And it was only supposed to be 2 hours, but everybody wanted to share a lot about how much they loved it. And so it was a long call, and everyone got recognized for the amazing growth that happened in the healer program. And so, yeah, so for inner medicine training, it is the training program that we initiate people through. It's beautiful. It supports that shift from mind to heart to soul embodiment and earth alignment for rebirthing divine order. When you're aligned to your soul and your authentic self and you're interconnected with the planet and all of our relations, the light shines authentically and powerfully and transformatively through you. And when you walk the world in that way, knowing who you are in truth, you have the courage to face fearful situations and dissolve it back into the light. And your very being, as you maintain your knowing of yourself, actually does the work for you. So the most powerful thing we can do is align to our truth through our whole bodies. That is the most powerful way to transmute the fear energy that's on the planet right now and come back into harmony. And, it's like if you've ever studied heart math, and the work that they've done, it's heart coherence work. So as you maintain your soul coherence, you transmute all the energy, everything around you back into Sami. And so, so inner medicine training has 3 levels, and we align it to the 3 gene keys sequences. And so the gene keys are part of human design. And they offer a glimpse, a different view into your human design chart. They give you a glimpse into something I personally found very powerful, which is the shadows that you've chosen to explore as your soul's curriculum. It's so powerful to see this chart on one page, all of my steepest life challenges, like literally on one page, like 11 shadows that I have struggled with. And like, whoa, what do I do with this? And then to see how they back each other up, to trap you in this little maze. And it's like, once you have the view, the high level view, and you can see that map, it's like, there's my pathway. Like, for example, 2 of my shadows are judgment and opinion. You can imagine that those 2 feed each other back and forth all day long, So if I can master one of those pathways out of the shadow, I can master and unbreak and unlock that lockjam that has kept me in lower vibrations, right? So when we see the map of that soul's curriculum, we see our life challenges, we also get that pathway through to back to love, back to Sami, through looking at the gene keys. And by embodying those gift and Siddhic meaning high frequencies of the chart. And so it's aligned with the Himalayan medicine of the I Ching. And Richard Rudd, who is the founder of Gene Keys, he downloaded all this beautiful wisdom during his own spiritual awakening. And so we incorporate that into our inner medicine training.
Can I do another testimony?
Yes, please.
All right. Working with you this is what someone has said, working with you has allowed me to reach so many places within my soul that I have not been able to access in very deep plant medicine studies. That's big. She says, your class and the structure of it allows a soul to organically and safely reveal parts of itself that need to be seen and felt. Powerful. You're still muted.
That's a really important point, the plant medicine. A lot of people know about plant medicine now, right? Like we know about plant medicine, ayahuasca in the jungle and all these medicines. And I personally have been initiated by the Shipipo in tobacco medicine and ayahuasca and a bunch of other medicines. And what's really potent about what we're doing in inner medicine training is that all of that embodiment work that I've done comes out in the shamanic healings in the class. It's part of the space. And Akeem has also done this work too. So it's coming into the space, it's coming into the container energetically in support of everybody in there. And so even if ayahuasca has never passed your lips, you're able to receive her help energetically because we have embodied the medicine. And so it's quite powerful way to, for anybody who's like been really curious about working with the vine, but terrified of working with the vine and not really wanting to have it past your lips. And, I want the benefit, but it scares me. This is a way, we work with the medicine bundle. So we work with our own physical embodiments of the plants. We also work with the primary tool is the mesa. From the Andes Mountains. And the mesa is a medicine bundle. It's a shamanic tool of the Q'ero Nation of indigenous wisdom in Peru. And so when we place stones, also called cuyas, into the mesa to represent your gene keys chart, the mesa itself helps you embody the gift and acidic frequencies of your gene keys chart, which really speeds it up by working with the body and the soul, bypassing your mind, because your mind's kind of the issue to begin with. And so we want to get around it. And so we go through this back door and we use this mesa with your gene keys inside of it to work with your soul, your body, and your heart to help you, embody these high frequencies and have your transformation, kind of getting around the mind and letting the mind catch up later, because the mind's like, whoa, what just happened? People have a lot of those experiences, those feelings of what just happened, everything changed. And the mind is a beautiful tool, but it just shouldn't be in charge. So in all three levels of inner medicine training, we go around the medicine wheel. So the medicine wheel is another construct or tool of the Native American indigenous people that also supports us to move through different phases of our consciousness and work on those phases specifically. For example, the South helps us work on the body. The West helps us work on emotions. The North helps us work on our creative access of our soul. And the East helps us work to connect with ourselves as spirit in the highest way. And so all of these four aspects of self are equal on the medicine wheel. There's not one better than the other. Your mind is not better than your emotions. Your body is not better than your mind. Your spirit is not better than your soul. All of it is equal on the medicine wheel. And so we make passes around the medicine wheel in all three levels of inner medicine training. And each pass around the wheel, you get to embody at a deeper level the associated animal archetypal energy, which is Sachamama or serpent for the South, connecting you with your Kundalini energy, opening it up in your body. In the West, we work with Jaguar to help you track things, help you become aware, see clearly through the smoky mirror, go after what you want. In the North, we work with Hummingbird, which is all about joy and the inner child and imagination and creativity and delight. And in the East, we work with Eagle and Condor to help us fly, get our wings, and really soar. And so all of these archetypes we work on at every single level. We go around again. We also receive sacred initiations from the Munai Key, which is created from the Four Winds Light Body School and my teacher, Alberto Vialdo, with his teacher, Don Manuel, who was the last Laika or high shaman of the Q'ero. And so Don Manuel works with us etherically beyond the veil and supports us in strong bands of power and protection for our energy fields. Also the rights of the seer, so you have greater clairvoyance, clearer seeing, and the rights of the healer, the Hempe healer rights, the rights of being a healer on this medicine path. So we also practice the four agreements. My other teacher's teacher is Don Miguel Ruiz. And so the four agreements, Toltec wisdom. So we are fusing together a lot of lineages and key aspects of each lineage that's super potent when combined together in this, this beautiful stew. And so every week we receive a shamanic healing, we do shadow work, and we experience a medicine ceremony for the entire duration of the class. As Akeem was saying, it's much like a plant medicine ceremony. We initiate it at the first call, and then you're on a 6-month plant medicine journey. So It's happening 24 by 7, even when you sleep. And that's key because why? Because when you're sleeping, we can co-dream, our souls can co-dream together with our bodies and our minds quiet and receptive. And so lots more transformation can be accelerated during this time and happen. Really powerful. And so you remember who you are, what you came here for, and it just helps you to shine, authentically shine your light and your purpose as you get aligned. And there's a little note to you, honey, in the chat there too. So I think you're going to share something else with us now. Oh, wait, unmute.
There's my unmute.
There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This course has assisted me in the deepest processing of my life. Coming in, I already had a foundation of shamanism. So that has definitely allowed me to go deep into the work, but I can say that I know I would be a deep processor regardless. I know that I'm transforming in this process, and I have needed the strength and structure that is an integral part of it.
And that was a testimony from another one of our students who's in level 2 right now. Yeah, level 2 is the Venus sequence, for those of you who know the Venus sequence, and we call it rebirth because it's a rebirth. It's really awesome. So when you've moved through all 3 levels of inner medicine training, starting with level 1, foundation, to level 2, rebirth, to level 3, prosperity, because that's the final sequence in the gene keys, you become a full Mesa carrier in our community. And you're eligible then at that point for our 1-year healer training program, because we fully abide by healer, heal thyself. So we don't teach healing training classes until you've been through the intensive 18-month program to realign to your true authentic voice. Even if you've had lots of other training, Akeem came into the medicine with pranic healing and martial arts and a lot of healing modalities already. Doesn't matter. We go through that 18 months, we clear you out, we help you align to the frequency of this medicine, of this Mesa, and you will be amazed at how clear your perception, how much brighter your light is. It shines through your pores, through your cells. It's like you actually brighten and lighten. It's amazing. And your clarity is really great too. And you need all of that to be a really good healer. So when we get to the healer program, we're not trying to do both things at once the way we would if we were in a program that kind of chunked it that way. So the 1-year healer program, we teach you how to use your Mesa. We go around the medicine wheel again, so we strengthen all the existing archetypal embodiments and everything. And we also teach you how to use the Mesa to offer healings to other people. And then you actually get a chance to practice on the inner medicine training people. So like when you're an inner medicine student, you can get free healings from our healers that are in training, right? And so you don't have to outlay extra cash if you're having a hard struggle or whatever in your triggers. You get to work with a healer to work on it right then and there. And it's just part of your program. Gives our healers a chance to practice, gives you a chance to get extra healing without extra money laid out there. And so it's very powerful, and the community works well together. We have healers that have been in the program for like 6 years offering healings.
Powerful healers.
Really good healers. I mean, it's just amazing. So we teach you how to use that Mesa in the 1-year healing program. And then you can receive actually more sacred activations, because the Moon Eye Key, if you do it through the 4 winds, you'll get all the seeds all at once. And that's cool. And it's wonderful. And my approach is a little different. I feel like people need time to integrate these things, to really embody them fully, and to have the support right then and there to embody it. And so I'm very, very thorough in that way. So we take fewer students, but we go deep. And we make sure that you're activating those seeds of the higher initiations in your body, and that you have support to do that. And we're not just, kind of leaving you, well, go figure it out. No, we're going to help you.
That is big, and that actually can set things apart from other programs that I've been a part of. You're supported when you're in the class, or you've done a workshop, or you're in a several-month training, or you're in a year training program. And you'll get support, but once every few weeks. this is ongoing support. So this is completely helping you along the way in the process. And that I think from my observations of all the students that we've had go through this program has led them to major growth opportunities. And man, to watch them take it and to watch them thrive is so wonderful. There's
Kind
a
of like
lot more
this.
words I can say, but it's so wonderful.
It gives me like this. It's like my favorite thing. I just love seeing the light bulbs go off and like the embodiment happen and people like
Yeah.
shine and then see themselves.
And you see how their lives change for the better. It's more aligned, more in relationship with the truth of who they actually are, which you heard me mention in the beginning. When you're aligned to yourself and then you express naturally, as Bruce Lee would say, you're expressing authentically. And when you do, everything that follows is in alignment with who you are and who you meant to be. So,
And it's exciting because it goes faster because the mind isn't trying to figure it all out. There is,
yeah,
we do mentoring during the
yeah,
calls, but what's more exciting for me is how when you clear the hoocha out of the way, the ancestral hoocha, the past life hoocha, the stuff in your body that's unprocessed that you didn't want to feel or whatever. I took the not feeling pills for 13 years. So there was a lot of gunk in my body that hadn't been processed, right? And so through this training, it clears out every pass around the medicine wheel with the mesa and the gene keys and all the shamanic healing and everything we're doing clears you out. It hollows out your bone, which is the Native American teaching around how do you become a clear conduit of spirit where spirit can play you like a flute. Well, you got to hollow out the bone, and the stuff that's in the bone is the hoocha, so that's what we're doing. We're just simple clearing out the bone. And we do it layer by layer so there's less resistance. And the mind just goes, what just happened? Wow, I feel better. Everything's okay now. And so there's less fighting and egoic struggle. It's just more smooth. I
yeah.
like
And then
smooth
there's
dancing.
Yeah, and then there's those moments where it might be feeling completely fine, and you might find something happened in life or living in interaction with another, thought that passed by yourself, a certain smells because of our olfactory senses. You see something, and it triggers up memories, and then you're going back to, remember we were talking about those responses to chaos earlier, the four responses: fight, flight, freeze, or fawning. You could find that there's a piece of you that is experiencing fight while another part of you is experiencing fawn, while another part of you is experiencing freeze, and be able to consolidate and see exactly what's happening and to help track. That's what we call energetic tracking, mindfulness tracking, to see where we're might be holding ourselves in any one of those responses, and then be able to move together as a community or with our direct mentoring through that process, and then be held and supported by the community through sharing.
Yeah, and a lot of people report that the community aspect is extremely beneficial and it
Mhm.
accelerates the realization of the shadows that are available to be shifted in order
Mhm.
to create more Aini, more right relationship, more Sami. And so it's like the mirroring process of the people in the group. Because of the safe way that we hold everything, we make it safe to acknowledge these reflections about yourself. So if you see something in someone else that triggers something in you, or somebody says something, it's a safe container energetically and also verbally, but it's safe that you can acknowledge some of those things and be held in it because we practice the four agreements. Don't take anything personally, be impeccable with your word, don't make assumptions, and do your best. We're embodied those teachings. So we practice those things in community, and that gives us all the benefit of accelerating our growth by seeing the reflections of everybody in the group. And this becomes like your tribe. I mean, these people are your people. They have been trudging through the mud with you, and I'm right there with you. Me and Akeem, we're like with you trudging through the mud. We're like, okay, here's some more mud. Let's see what we can do with that. So it becomes exciting instead of drudgery. It becomes exciting to see what's the next revelation, what's the next piece that's going to clear, that's going to make me lighter and freer and have more of the loving interactions I want to have in my life. What's going to bring me more grounded, clear presence and connection with myself, my true authentic self. What's going to help me shine my light. That's what's
Yes.
so powerful.
And with complete, all this taking place with complete safety.
And
Sky's the limit.
I want to also speak to, there's a testimony that Akeem's going to read about the balance of the masculine and the feminine, because we are co-facilitating this next group that starts up on March 2nd with the theme of Rainbow Warrior, which also is very exciting to me. And we're co-facilitating that. So Akeem, did you want to read our student's testimony?
Sure. So here's what was said. Part of why I was drawn to inner medicine is that Kerri does it with her partner Akeem. My marriage isn't perfect, and taking a program that has both genders helps me. They both offer a little twist to anything that comes up, which is really nice because one or both of them help me work through it.
Yeah, and we enjoy it because we get to
Wonderfully said. I'm
do this
very
together.
thankful for that confirmation of our work.
And so we really would love you to just take a moment and just check in with your heart and just ask yourself, are you hearing the call? Are you feeling the call to being a wisdom keeper on this earth, to shining your light, to transmuting Hucha into Sami, bringing love back as the primary energy? Is that what you feel in your heart? Are you here for this journey? And then let the mind do what it does. That's nice. But feel what your heart is saying to you. And for those of you whose heart is a yes, what we call a sacred yes. I know I'm here for this at this time. I felt called to this webinar. I felt called to this work. I feel called to be the change through my living tissues. I feel called to awaken my divine light, to embody fully, to be a presence of love. I desire to be that walking blessing. If that is what you feel, then I invite you to book a discovery call. Our next class starts in about 12 days, so it's just around the corner. And you can book a discovery call, it's free. And, usually the things that come up in people's minds have to do with money scarcity. And so I want to say that if that is coming up for you, we do have a few partial scholarships because we have people that contribute to our community simply because they believe in what we're doing. And so we do have funds available to partial scholarships for people that want to come in and don't have all the cash resource to do that. We also have extended payment plans through PayPal Later. So you can, depending on your credit, you can stretch things out for like 24 months. So if your heart is calling, trust that there is a way to fulfill that call and to step into the medicine work and to become part of our inner medicine community of earth keepers, of stewards of new earth, dreamers of the new planet that we are all here to bring about through our dreaming, through our embodiment of our divine self, through our agency and our action, our love in action. We're here to do that together. And so it's tinyurl.com/talk with Kerri. And I think that you have to do capital T talk, capital W with capital K Kerri. And you'll get my discovery call link and you'll be able to book a call with me. And also all the details are at our website. It says Kerri Hummingbird because, I'm an initiator and I initiated a lot of this stuff while Akeem was supporting me in the background with family. And now it's come to the place where we're able to co-facilitate, which is super exciting. So everything is still under kerrihummingbird.com right now because of that initiatory relationship. And that is KERRI hummingbird.com. And you'll find the graphic for inner medicine training. You'll be able to Click on there, see all way more details than we shared with you tonight. You can also watch plenty of other webinars about it that we've already recorded. And don't get lost in too many details with your mind, though. Come back to your heart, listen to your heart. Let's have a conversation. Are you a rainbow warrior? Are we going to travel with you for 18 months doing amazing alchemical, magical, transformational, deeply heart coherent work that's going to change all of your relationships and open up all your potentials and so much love on the planet as well, with the ripple effects of all that you do
Yes.
ripples out into the world.
Yes.
So
So come
exciting.
play with us.
Come play with
Come
us.
study with us.
We love
We're
it.
here.
We have so much fun. Woohoo! Yes, and it is it's a synarchy. So if you're into Richard Rudd's Gene Keys work and you're curious, well, this is its own synarchy. Okay, so just like the Gene Keys has formed its own synarchy, this is also forming its synarchy, which is really exciting to witness because there's more to come. We're just getting started. Right now, we're doing inner medicine training and we're doing healer training. And the people that have been with us for 5-6 years, they're starting to cultivate their own programs.
Yes.
And the ones that have finished their certifications are listed on our website as healers. So they have an avenue for revenue for everything they've been learning. They can be in service to other people. So we're growing this thing, and we're really excited to have you join us if you feel called.
As you can tell, this is a matter of the heart for us. And we would love to have each of you consider coming into our placement.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I'd love to just have one word in the chat. How was today for you? How are you feeling? What's alive in you? What's in your body? What's in your heart? What's in your feelings? As we do one word out in our classes, we'd love to do one word out here. Excited to get started. Woohoo!
Yay!
Mary is one of our healers. Super exciting. I feel delighted.
Yes.
Leanne says
See,
present.
Leanne, present.
Presence is a beautiful frequency and energy.
Ultimate power position.
Absolutely. Right here, right now, everyone. Good.
Jesse
Jesse
says nice.
Nice.
I've been called to shaman work. Yeah.
I love the healers coming in. I start to break into songs sometimes when I get really excited.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And here I am
Awesome.
thinking about playing the bugle of Here Comes the Cavalry.
Yeah, the cavalry is coming. Beautiful. Yeah, we're really excited to meet all of you and to have conversations with everyone who wants to. And if you are watching this back on YouTube or anywhere you found it, there'll be show notes. Just click the link if you didn't get it the first time to book a discovery call with me. And we start programs. This one is the spring program, so it starts on March 2nd. We also start another program in August. So we do 2 programs a year, only up to 15 people per group. So if you're feeling called, my recommendation is if you can swing it, jump on in, because you want to get started sooner than later and have a nice supportive community so you can alchemize everything that's happening in the outer world to reclaim your personal power and your path and your divine purpose at this time. Put your focus there, whether you come with us or not. My urgency is just place your focus on how all of this is leading to your sovereign liberation, and don't give your power to the dark side, okay? Don't let it co-opt your power anymore. Take your power back. Beautiful. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you,
Kyle
Kyle.
says our energy is legit and nothing but love. This is
Thank you.
true. We've been working on this. Awesome. Okay, we love you guys so much, and we'll see you in all the ways we see you, and hopefully on discovery calls. And thank you so much. We are passionate, and we are
Thank you, Jesse.
excited to do this work. We're in our zone. This is what we're here to do. This is why we came here, and this is what we're doing. So we welcome everyone who feels called to join us, and we love you, and we love you, and we love you. And that is all. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.